So how to start the carnivore diet in 10 easy steps. I have created a process that guides you through the carnivore diet experience, in a systematic sense, that you can ease into the diet without feeling too much, stress and etc. Because most people, their current diet and lifestyle is so different compared to the carnivore diet that they might have extreme problems giving up most of their food groups for the carnivore diet. So because of that, I create this 10-step program, so to say, to guide you to the carnivore diet, so that you progressively give up some food groups and eventually you will progress into the carnivore diet itself. But I will first describe the process in a nutshell and then I explain further. So first of all, you remove all your liquid calories, and after that you remove all the junk foods, sweets and etc. After that you remove grains, legumes and cereals. Then you will start the low carb diet, which is 100 grams of carbs a day or less. And after that you introduce the intermittent fasting protocol to your lifestyle. After that you will be trying out the ketogenic diet. After that you remove all the vegetable oils, and after that you will remove all the vegetables. And after that process you will remove everything that isn't from an animal. And the 10th step is that you start the carnivore diet itself. Okay, let me explain the steps further. So the liquid calories step. So the first step is that you remove all the liquid calories from your diet. And the reason is that most of the liquid calories in our diets are extremely useless. They really provide no nutritional benefits. They only provide you with empty calories, little to no nutrients, and easy to digest calories, which most people do not want in their diets. Because the problem with most people is they want to lose weight, not gain weight. And liquid calories are only good for gaining weight. So the first step is that you remove all the, juices, sodas, energy drinks, even alcohol, boohoo, and what else? Yes, even juices, because juices most of the time some juices don't have any vitamins in them, but some have, even orange juice is, in my opinion, garbage, because it only has sugar and vitamin C. And the vitamin C is not enough health benefits to compound the sugar amount in the orange juice. So even orange juice has to go. So the first step, you remove all the liquid calories. Second step is that you remove all the junk food, which we all know. We all know what are the junk foods, pizza, hamburgers, cookies, chips, candy, cake, everything fun. All the fun foods has to go at the second, because they are the second least essential food groups in our diets. Only purpose that they serve in our diets is that they are basically manufactured, engineered, created only to serve as a pleasurable experience for our taste buds. And in my opinion, that is not enough of a reason to eat them. Although, even on a carnivore diet, maybe every once in a while, like once a month, if you have some birthday party or something and you eat a piece of cake, like who gives a fuck really? It doesn't really destroy your diet or anything, but in general you shouldn't really eat them. And when you are starting the carnivore diet, you should really be strict about it at first. So the second step is that you remove all the junk foods. And the third step is that you remove all the grains, cereals and legumes from your diet. And like you would imagine, the third step, the reason for the third step is that they are the third least essential food groups on our diets, in my opinion, because only thing that they provide for you is anti-nutrients, fiber, and some amount of vitamins and minerals and micronutrients and etc. But how would I explain? First of all, the anti-nutrients are really underestimated nowadays. People don't really are aware of them, and even those people who are aware of them don't really realize how harmful they are to us. And the second thing is the fiber myth, which I will be making a video later, but essentially the nutshell version is that we don't need fiber, and in my opinion fiber is destructive to us unless we are eating a sad diet. Because if we are eating a junk food diet, the fiber is good in that sense, because it reduces the absorption of all the carbs that we are eating. So in a context of a junk food diet, the fiber actually may be beneficial, but in a healthy diet, or a diet that is healthy in my opinion, you don't need fiber at all. It only, although if you like to fart and etc., have constipation, feel free to eat your fibrous grains and etc., but other than that they are not needed. So the third step is that you remove the grains, legumes and cereals, yes. And after that step you start the low carb diet, which is 100 grams of carbs a day or less. And the reason is that you start to slowly but surely ease into the lower carb amount that is going to be in the carnivore diet. So during this step you will most likely have your first real carb cravings, because you will reduce your carbs to a pretty small amount compared to a regular diet nowadays. And the fifth step is that you introduce the intermittent fasting. And the reason for intermittent fasting is that you want to teach your body to burn your body fat as a fuel source efficiently again. Or for most people it is actually for the first time in their life, because they have been eating carbs so much, and most people slowly but surely gain weight throughout their lives, so they are not really ever burning body fat efficiently. So the idea is that you teach your body, teach your mind to burn your body fat as fuel source and get used to the feeling of that, and also to the reduced carb amount. So the intermittent fasting is pretty simple. You will pick an 8-hour window during your day where you eat all your calories. For example, if you want to eat from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., it's really okay. I would suggest some kind of that. Or for your regular, 9 to 5 person, I would suggest that you start your eating window from 1 p.m. and end it at 9 p.m. because that would be pretty optimal, so that you don't eat your heavy meal right before sleeping and you eat your first meal like during lunch hour in work or etc. So that would be a pretty nice way to set up the intermittent fasting protocol. And after that you will go to the ketogenic diet, which is, in my opinion, the carb amount is 25 grams or less. And in the context of ketogenic diet, the carb amount may differ a lot depending on person. Because if you're a big dude who works out a lot and has a really great flexible metabolism, you might even get away with eating 100 grams of carbs a day and still maintain a ketogenic diet. But for your average person, eating 25 grams of carbs or less will almost guarantee that you will be on a ketogenic diet, which means that you will maintain ketosis most of the time during the day. And the idea of ketogenic diet is, further lower your carb amount so that you will get used to being in the ketosis, which will be maintained during the carnivore diet also, most of the time. And what else about the ketogenic diet? Well, you want to eat during this step, if you even want to eat vegetables. You want to eat your vegetables from low carb sources, and you can't really eat any fruits or potatoes or anything like that anymore at this step, because they have so much carbs that you can't really afford them anymore. So most of the carbs during this ketogenic diet process will be coming from low carb vegetables and indirect sources. And the 7th step is removing all the vegetable oils. The vegetable oils are, in my opinion, one of the biggest myths around nutrition nowadays. I have no idea how the fuck they convince that these compounds are actually not only healthy, but they are really healthy for you and they have no unhealthy consequences, which is mind-boggling, because in my opinion they are, coconut oil, and if we take away coconut oil and olive oil, all the other oils are, in my opinion, pretty close to liquid poison, and only use I would find for them is using them in, machinery or etc. And especially when they are heated at high temperatures, they become highly toxic oxidized compounds, which are not fit to human consumption, in my opinion, in any case. So during this step you will remove all the vegetable oils from your diet. Maybe you can use some olive oil or coconut oil, but I don't even think that you need them, or you should even use them. And the 8th step, this might be shocking to you guys, but remove all the vegetables from your diet. All the broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, etc. It might sound a horrible idea to you now, but once you have experienced the carnivore diet and read the literature and etc. and realize that, for example, spinach is full of oxalates, which are really bad for you. And eating a lot of spinach is a great and fast way to get kidney stones. So, yeah, the vegetable myth is also something that I should be talking about in further videos. But yeah, you remove all the vegetables in this step. And the second last step, 9th step, is that you remove everything that isn't from an animal source. So you will slowly but surely scan around all your foods and remove anything that isn't from an animal source. So pretty straightforward step. And the 10th step is that you start the carnivore diet, eating only animal products. And that is pretty self-explanatory also, eggs, fish, chicken, beef, all the red meat, etc. So, you have started now the carnivore diet. There are some things that you might be thinking, like, how do I use spices if spices are not from animals? Do I eat my meat without any spices or salt or anything? Well, most carnivore dieters like myself, we are not, 100% strict carnivores, because I don't believe that is, how would I say, I don't believe that it is necessary. Although some people want to remove most spices also because they are so sensitive to them. But you should be experimenting with them yourself. But during this process I would still use, regular spices. Use your salt. You should be using your salt always. Spices, and even sometimes you can maybe cheat with, really dark chocolate, which is, 85% cacao or more. And coffee is also one big thing that I will use as a carnivore also, because I just like it so much. So, and I don't really feel that it impacts my health in a major negative way. So because of that I will be using coffee also. But some people have really bad experience with coffee, so they should try to be without coffee also. And also the spice thing, because some people are really sensitive to spices also. So during this step, when you have started the carnivore diet, I would just suggest that don't worry about these things yet. Use your spices as normal, spice your meat and etc. to make it taste good. Drink your coffee, teas and etc. if you drink them. And every once in a while you can maybe even eat some dark chocolate, etc. But once you have been on the carnivore diet for a longer period of time, you can start to, go deeper into the subject and try to remove some spices and see if they impact you in a negative way, same with coffee and etc. But that's about it really. Now you have learned the secret to start the carnivore diet. And oh yes, one thing. Each of these steps might take from 1 week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks depending on person. And some people might start from step 5 if they already have, if they're already on a, let's say, low carb diet. And they have already taken care of the steps before that, without following this guide. They might start from step 5 instantly. And some people might spend 1 week with each step. And some people might spend 3 weeks with one step. But the key thing is that you just go through the process, and once you feel comfortable with the step you go to the next step. So that there is always a process and progress during the adaptation to the carnivore diet. But that's about it really. I hope this was helpful. Bye bye.